According to the American Storytelling Network, which is a membership organization made up of individuals and organizations involved in the storytelling, storytelling can be defined as the interactive art of using words and actions to reveal the elements and images of a story, while encouraging the listener's imagination. Storytelling is helpful and important for second language teachers because it is interactive and highly motivating. It stimulates curiosity, and the same story can be used many times in different ways. This storytelling presented today will be an activity carried out in the second class of four classes related to the topic the environment. Um, the last class, the previous class, the teacher went over some important and useful vocabulary that will be used in the following classes. The vocabulary included concepts such as natural resources, pollution, climate change, trash, recycling, among other concepts, all associated with the main topic. In the second class, the teacher will read the story to the students. The story presents the environment and its conservation as the main topic. The students uh, will have to participate in follow-up activities connected with the story, and they will have to participate giving opinions and answering questions when it is required. The students are eager to learn and participate. They ask questions and make comments during the lesson. The students' attitude is enthusiastic, and they are attentive to the development of the lesson and to the development of the storytelling. The objectives of the class are the following. Uh, Students will guess what the story is about just based on the name of it. Students will listen attentively and actively to the story. Students will discuss about the environmental issues surrounding them, and the students will draw their favorite part of the story in a blank piece of paper. To carry out this activity, the teacher will need the following materials: a kamishibai story and blank pieces of paper. Uh, Throughout the lesson, the teacher will conduct the following activities. First, the teacher will give the students the name of the story. After that, she will ask questions such as, have you heard this story before? What do you think the story will be about? After that, the teacher will read the story, um, just a part of the story, using vocalization, physical movements, and gestures. While she reads the story, the teacher will ask more questions to the students, such as, what do you think about Dante, the main character? Do you think people treat him well? Um, do you think people really like the main character? Will you be friend with Dante? Um, what do you think about this story so far? These questions help students to know uh, the main character, to express their opinions, and to become familiar with the events presented in the story so far. Questions in general are a good way to ensure that the students are paying attention to the story and to the activity, and that they are understanding what it is about. This also increases students' participations and helps to solve doubts as they arise. Once the teacher finishes reading a part of the story, she will ask questions to the students to know if they have understood what has been read so far. She will make them to compare what it is described in the story with their own everyday surroundings. Finally, she will provide instructions for students to draw a picture with their favorite part of the story so far in a blank piece of paper.
My name is Carla Avendaño, and I'm going to represent a part of the story by using a kamishibai. So it is important to make students feel curious when they enter to the classroom. They are going to see the subject, and we have to express them what the subject is and explain them how we are going to use it in the classroom. The first thing we have to do is to call the attention of the students. Then we open the kamishibai and tell the students that today we are going to see the story of Dante the Giant. In a place very similar to where you live, on a sunny morning the sky clouded over. The earth shook, and a gigantic giant appeared. Everyone was frightened when they saw him. It is important to make sure that the students are following the story. So for this, you can ask them simple questions. For example, I took the word frightened. If the students don't know the answer, you can give them a synonym. Fortunately, the fright only lasted a few seconds, because the giant was a nice person. He was called Dante, and he settled there to live, taking great care not to stand on anyone, not even an animal. But of course, Dante had a very, very, very big foot, so that one day, without meaning to, he squashes a tree with one of his footsteps. Here you can ask simple questions again. For example, who squashes a tree? Does he do it on purpose? Was Dante a dangerous person? This has to change! If he carries on this way, this giant is going to leave us without any trees. The people of that place started to mutter, but meanwhile they cut down whole woods left, right and center to make furniture and paper, and sometimes they even started fires. Now you can ask the students why the people were feeling afraid of Dante. How would you feel if someone came to your city and destroyed trees? The days went by, the heat arrived, and Dante was so very thirsty that he started to drink a glass of water that was the size of a bathtub. Glug, 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 glug. The inhabitants whispered, "This has to change! If he carries on like this giant will use up all the water." However, they wasted liters and liters of water doing things like having a bath instead of showering and leaving the tap on while they're cleaning their teeth. And worst of all, Dante not only drank a lot, but also ate a lot and did enormous poo-poos. Now you ask the students, who was going to waste the entire water? Who wasted more water, Dante or the people? And another question, do the people take care of the water? Think about the story so far. Do you like the story? What do you think about Dante? Are the people being cruel with Dante? So now for this activity, I would like you to draw your favorite part of the story. So you can use your notebooks and your pencils and start drawing.
Related to storytelling, the teacher will start the class by going over what happened in the part of the story that was told last class. To do this, the teacher will ask questions such as, do you remember what we did last class? How was the story called? What was the name of the giant? If it is needed, the teacher will give clues or help the students to answer the questions. Next, the teacher will teach some vocabulary that could be important and useful for the rest of the story and the students' comprehension of the story. Vocabulary such as mac, ravage, pollution, clean, etc. The teacher will explain each word and its meaning so the students are able to learn the vocabulary as easily as possible. Those tres. The teacher will tell the rest of the story about Dante the giant to the students. As the teacher reads the story, the teacher will ask the students questions related to the story. The teacher will ask questions such as, do you think that the people are being fair to Dante? Who is throwing more rubbish, the people or Dante? Have you seen the black dark smoke in your city? What do you think is the cause of that black smoke? What did the people mean when they told Dante to go away? Will you tell Dante to go away? It seems like the students did not understand a part of the story. The teacher will repeat it slowly and using gesturing for a better understanding of the story. If there are any doubts, the teacher will take her time to answer them as clearly as possible. After the story is finished, the teacher will do an activity in which the students will work with the classmate next to them, and they will have to create a message with some recommendations to take care of the planet. The teacher will give the students 15 minutes to create this message, and they will have to use all the materials that they want and have in hand. They can use colored pencils, a page from their notebooks, and more. After the 10 minutes and when the students are finished, the teacher will ask two couples to go to the front of the class and share their recommendations with the rest of the class. Before finishing the class, the teacher will ask the students to bring recycled materials, colored pencils, crayons, anything that they can find in their homes for the creation of a poster next class to display around the school. The teacher will get all the permissions needed from the school before the next class. The fourth and final class related to storytelling, the teacher will ask the students to work in pairs, and using all the recycled materials that they brought from home, the students will have to create a poster to bring awareness about environmental protection. To do the poster, the students can use ideas from the story, their own ideas, and what was discussed in the last three classes. The students will work on their posters for the majority of the class. The teacher will monitor their work and answer any questions that the students may have. When the posters are finished, the students will put up the posters around different locations in the schools. All this with the school's permission. As we have discussed in previous classes, storytelling is an important and useful tool for teachers. By implementing storytelling in our classes, we can captivate the students into learning about important topics. In addition to that, storytelling helps students to use their imagination and creativity as they imagine what the teacher is telling in their minds. Encourage them to participate in class, enhances their listening skills, and working with their classmates. As for language teaching, storytelling can be highly beneficial to develop an understanding, respect, and appreciation for other cultures, and can promote a positive attitude to people from different lands, races, and religions. For teachers, storytelling encourages teachers to use their voices in different volumes, pitches, and tempos, as well as creating different voices for different characters in the story. It also helps teachers to use body language, gesturing, and using their faces to convey different emotions that the characters in the story are feeling, so that the students can have a better understanding of those emotions. Finally, storytelling can be helpful for the students to shape their thoughts and feelings. That way, the students will feel comfortable and relaxed, sharing how they feel with others, or the students will be able to share their thoughts and opinions about different topics.